Welcome to the starter deck tournament, Ryhans starter deck tournament, round of 64. For those of you who've been following my broadcast, we had the round of 512. The round of 256, my opponent was unable to play or did not want to play. The round of 128, my opponent begged for me not to have the game on my YouTube channel. And here we are in the round of 64. I did record the round of 128. Maybe if I get angry at that person, I can just unleash it on YouTube someday. This is kind of a threat of some sort. Because the starter deck content is clearly what the people want here. But they axe woman, we hog on turn one. Again, I go with my thing that I've been doing all tournament long of if I can have a 1, a 2, and a 3 in my opening hand, then it's reasonable for starter decks. Or these aren't starter decks, these are welcome set. But yeah, I mean, they're basically improved upon starter decks effectively. So going to see if the hog listens. The hog surprises everyone here and actually does listen. So this is very likely line. Of course, it all depends on what they have, but they're at 3. We're going second, but we're actually doing quite fine. Okay, they had a good turn. I thought that we might have been taking over here, but now after that turn, I'm starting to doubt that. So, I mean, I have a lot of options here, but this gets the most stuff on board. A lot of how effective their turn's going to be is going to come down to confused RNG. If they could hit here and hit here, they're definitely winning. But if they can't, then we're doing okay. The only thing that's really bad for us is that, I mean, they got 3 cards in hand. We've got 2, but we know our 2 is really bad. So the eagle going face was not what they wanted to have happen. Okay, the badger is interesting. So maybe they're trying to aim for the sanctum, which is probably an inaccuracy. It's interesting. Since both went face, I'm wondering if they were aiming for the face, which again is probably an inaccuracy on their part. Okay, they get this on board. So this is easily going to trade into there. Okay, Wild Ursine is certainly a line for me here. So what do I want to do? I want this to hit here, and I want this to hit one of these two. I can get greedy and jump on here. So if I jump on here, hit here, I get 4 points of overkill. It's so risky, but if I hit here and here, then we're 50-50 to hit here. The RNG can play out very well if I go for this. And we still got this as kind of a backup attack. I'm going to go for it. Very risky line here. I mean, what can you even say? Beautiful. My opponent hates me right now. Okay, they don't get the positive RNG to fall back on their side, so we'll just have to go ahead and trade this guy off. 1 health is a little bit too vulnerable to just mess around with. I'm going to go with the Ral Ursine first. You could argue the Escape Silverback, but either of which is solid. I mean, we might have needed that because we knew our hand was pretty bad with this, and Jump On is very unreliable, and that was just a situation where we had a high chance of hitting those 1 health minions to get a lot of value. So I was really gambling to make one of my bad cards in my hand a good card, and of course, that gamble paid off. Okay, those trading is fine. I just wanted to resolve that attack before committing to anything else here. Go ahead, toss this out. I'll grab this from the Sanctum. It cycles 1 item from the Sanctum. The Sanctum really wasn't particularly amazing for me. So, I mean, I can do this, and GP, or this, and this. We've got options, but I can start potentially patrolling to the face very shortly here. Okay, Untamed Regrowth. So all of my stuff is going to have Confused, and then they're going to play that. Fair enough. So I want to go ahead and play this because I know I want it. I know I'm going to have a lot of minions die this turn. So that guy goes face. I can play the barricade, but then they just peel. These minions are difficult because if one... So I kind of like the double frontline strategy. I kind of like this. And then we'll pick up whatever they throw out here. And this is a good turn to play the front lines because you do not have Goblet's Goat. You do not have Juggernaut because you're not at 7, right? So actually, this list might not even have Juggernaut. I should have this list memorized by now, but I don't, which is a flaw in my playing abilities. Okay, so they had Axe Woman to deal with this, so yeah, they got out of that pretty easily. Jeez, another Untamed Regrowth. Another one of these. Oh, well, they keep getting Untamed Regrowth back, right? Okay, so this time they got Best Friends back. Worth noting. Okay, he goes to the wrong one. Wanted to make that trade, and we are behind right now. They're going to have Best Friends. They're going to generate a wide board. This is a sitting duck. I mean, these two are basically going to trade for this. And we've got this, which has been in our hand the whole game and been completely useless. Drawing this early is completely pointless. Okay, we got some positive confused RNG right there. And now they're going to play the Best Friends, probably, I'd imagine. They've got Best Friends and one other card. So is that okay? Yeah. No surprise. They play the Best Friends here. So interesting spot here. I can try to trade this into this. Where I could try to go face and try to get to the Athenian Archer to hit that hit there. But the Athenian Archer itself isn't a very sticky minion. So I'm going to try to do this trade and fail. Yeah. So that didn't work out particularly amazing. So this was not a useful card to draw in this situation. We're both playing off the top of our decks. They have a slightly better board state, but I do have Reckless Flame Breather in hand. They will get control of the Sanctum because of their slightly better board state, but I still have Reckless Flame Breather. Now, if they top their Reckless Flame Breather right after I play mine, then this is very advantageous for them. Having the first Reckless Flame Breather hit down is actually a disadvantage because when they play their second one, they're left with a 5/5 and you're left with nothing. Okay, these confused attacks are not working for my opponent. Yeah, that was a lot to kill this. Now I can actually buy the archer and finish this guy off if I would like. But I don't think that's kind of optimized much at all here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the 3/2. The 3/2 is probably going to end up trading somehow with this. And then this comes out here. See, if we just played this and GP'd, I mean, they could potentially just have this guy kind of hover around for a bit. But this is advantageous for them. We get the orcs down, maybe we're getting somewhere. Nothing super impactful in the Sanctum. Again, the archer's a card. They can try to build a minion with this. We're going to be able to get Reckless Flame Breather on board. So now they're taking their gamble And well, yeah. So this is the game that Jump On is the greatest card of Gods Unchained, apparently. So yeah, very effective Jump On by our opponent here, and we are up against the ropes. Now, we know what we're playing next turn. We're playing Reckless Flame Breather 1,000% of the time. So playing Charging Orcs doesn't accomplish anything. It just doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sneaky and play a couple of things. For one, this puts us in a situation where if they draw Charging Orcs, it's not an automatic end of game, but they hit here, they peel here, and then the stuff goes face, and it's probably a realistic end of game. So hopefully they did not top deck Charging Orcs. Hopefully they top deck another minion that's just going to die to Reckless Flame Breather. So yeah, they got another card in hand. So we're going to play this, but again, we're playing ours first. If they got one, which they're pretty decently chance of having one. They've gone through 4 cards out of 13, so a decent chance to have gotten one. And they'll just slap theirs right on the board if they have it. Also, Goblet's Goat's a problem because it either hits here or it hits face. Either or, it's not particularly amazing for us. So there's a lot of good cards they could have in this situation. That puts us kind of in a bind. They've got the Goblet's Goat, and it does hit here. So if we could buy both of these, then we would have a clean answer to this, but we can't. Vanguard Axewoman is certainly a card. I believe there's 2 in our list, and we have not drawn one yet. So buying this is certainly a line. Of course, they can buy it right now, but it's risky for them to buy it because the Sanctum puts up an answer for this and totally eating that up. So they take the risk to buy from the Sanctum. Now, Card Shark is a card that does help us because it does mess with this. So we're going to go ahead. I'm making a big bet with the Card Shark, but look, we're going very wide. Instead of playing Charging Orcs, which has a 50% chance of just flat out trading with their Charging Orcs, which is heavily damaged, I think that this line's better. Flood the board very wide and see what they do. They've got 4 cards in hand. And of course, now the Vow of Champions pops up. I would have slammed that Vow of Champions if I had the opportunity to just annihilate the threat that is the Orcs. Because again, if they've got a Vanguard Axewoman here, they easily peel the 1/1, or even another Jump On. The overkill by killing the 1/1 is going to be quite effective. Okay, so they're going to play their own Reckless Flame Breather, which is interesting. It does let them go ahead and grab the Vow of Champions, most likely. Nope, they're a couple of favors short. So now we draw the Jump On. We have no options this turn. We have to play the Orcs. It does hit there. A very simple turn, no thought required. But assuming they can peel the 7/2, it's... Ooh, okay. So they almost had a chance with Athenian Archer, but they didn't quite get there. So now they're going to pick up the Athenian Archer and, yeah, hit there. And barricade. What can I get back from the Sanctum that is useful? So I have in the Void, I've got Jump On and Best Friends, neither of which are useful. So again, we're taking another Jump On, hoping to get some insane RNG here. We almost do, but we don't at the same time. We had to take that gamble though, because we had no other line. What top decks can we have here? This being a 5/1 is annoying. Yeah, I think we have no outs now. There's only one Reckless Flame Breather in the deck. So Axewoman plus. So that goes face. We peel. Trying to get away where we do multiple Valve champions in one turn, but that's not going to be mathematically possible. Yeah, there's no way to prevent lethal. So we lost game number 1, getting ready for game number 2. Obviously didn't go particularly well there. But yeah, who knows? We're going second again, which is not optimized strategy. This hand is dreadful looking. Untamed Regrowth's the worst. Get rid of Jump On. Barricade. This isn't a good card. It just isn't. Situationally, this can be okay, but like if they play a 2-3 on one like they just did, I can't play either of those, so I have to pass on one, which is annoying. I mean, I can play Hunt Warden on 2 and Hunt Warden on 3 and then get value out of these later, but yeah, this is definitely an advantageous spot for our opponent once more. So we'll get a Hunt Warden, then we'll get another Hunt Warden, and then we'll kind of spam these. But we just gotta hope that they do not have productive plays. So they attack with this first to see where it goes. It went face. We have no clean way to remove this. Interesting. They just play this right there. Just go ahead and toss out another one. They've got some confused stuff, but they probably want this to hit here so they can trade. Or they might just try to get both of these confused out of the way. We do have the axe one, which can kind of surprise finish this, and then we can go somewhere else, maybe play this or something. So not super surprised with that line from our opponent. Definitely not a good spot, but we're not lost yet either. Especially if they just don't have a productive turn. The issue here is they get the first pick in the Sanctum, and the first pick of the Sanctum is this. So they have a highly whoa. Wow, they just that was terrible on their end. They should not have done that. They basically had the Sanctum and they just decided I don't want it. I want the game to be fair and equal, which isn't what you should do. When you're ahead, you should assert your dominance and stuff like that. So here I'm going to take a gamble with the expected silverback and we miss. That's why you don't go to the casino, kids. I mean, they probably just end up trading, but the other line I had was Axewoman and this, or Axewoman this and this. None of those particularly flowed particularly well with this in play because they're probably getting one value attack in. Now, we might provoke them in going face, and then maybe we do this and can value on this, maybe. But especially since they played that last turn very suspiciously, it's difficult to see. But obviously, they're not really putting an emphasis on the Sanctum with their line last turn because that would have been my number one thought would have been the Sanctum, and they just kind of ignored a very very possible line to really gain control of the situation right now. So I have to make this. I have to do this. This is forced. Now the question is do I want to kill this or do I want to kill this? So, I mean, if this guy sticks around, it can be more of an issue, I believe. Because when he hits something, he's already regenning. Just immediately already. Get this and get this in play. So he can either trade here, go face, or he can hit here, which I can just hit there. We've always got this for next turn. I did use my last pip there, though. I'm just trying to avoid him having just a pure value trade. This being in the Sanctum is very uneasy for me. Because they can immediately be just 3 favor away from it. And it's probably hard for me to prevent them from grabbing it. But like, if this guy goes face, then these kind of can trade. And if they have just GP, then this guy eats the GP all day. So yeah, and why would you kill the 2-1 with this? See, that makes no sense to me. Like, why would you kill the 2-1 with no regen over the 2-2 with regen? Just makes no sense. I guess maybe he was killing all of them the entire time. There's not really an RNG play here. Oh boy. Yeah, we just lost, guys. This goes face, they grab this, they eat this, and it's just game. There's just really no hope now. We needed this to hit here and then needed some positive RNG action with this. Now they get control of the Sanctum. One of the big advantages of going first in this type of format, they just got that here, and we just never really had a chance. They made a lot of play mistakes, which gave us a glimmer of hope in this game. But at the end of the day, when you need the confused RNG to break your way, we just didn't have those moments happening for us here. And I mean, again, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. He just continues to go face. So there's like an insane maybe Goblet's Goat attempt here. If I mean we're really grasping at straws at the moment. Of course, now it gets immediately replaced with it's just everything snowballs, right? So they get the God card in the Sanctum. They had basically the best possible card on the Sanctum at the start of the game. They made some play mistakes which prevented them from just grabbing it instantly and just instantly winning the game. And then here they of course get rewarded when this just pops in the Sanctum. So there's just really nothing we can do pretty much ever here. The one line that you do here is you do this here, and if they don't kill us, then maybe there's a situation where like if we can get away with this on this killing this, and then maybe get another attack with this possibly, then maybe we get a situation where the Goblet's Goat can go face in like a 1-3, 1-4 scenario to win the game. That's what we were reaching for when we grabbed the 2-1 from the Sanctum. But again, that is a reach. So if they don't attack with this, which gives me like an obvious line here, and we get the full clear, that was very positive for us. And now we have hope. So this guy is a 9-7 Goblet's Goat. This is lingering on the board. So we actually could win this game. I had mentally given up on this game. As you had heard, I was going on my concession rant. But now it's spicy. So if we get this guy to go face, hypothetically, of course we don't. I was going to say we could grab this from the Sanctum. Now, if we hit here, The overkill is going to be 6. I mean, you just throw 9 points at the face and then let them figure it out, right? We don't need to use too many brain cells in this format. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to play Goblet's Go, and it can either hit my face or it can hit here. But either way, we're at 8. So we're now on game number 3. This will be the decider. Will we go second in 3 consecutive games? The answer is no. Surprising everyone. But we do get a bad mulligan to compensate for that. So that is tough. Every card in my hand sucks. And it did not get any better. Okay, well now it got a lot better with Wild Hog and Spring Broom Hunter. So we're going to go ahead. 1. This is a kind of a 2, and this is kind of a 3. None of them are like optimized, but they're something. So I'm going to stick with a barricade. I'm going to conserve my pip here. So if this runs into here, and then like Axe Woman, and then we trade with the remnants of the Axe Woman, that's an okay line. Now they could have that the 2 mana 2/3 that heals here, and then they can hit here for basically free. But what you gonna do? Hunt Warden. A lot of options this turn for us. Wish I had that for previous turn. I'm going to go ahead and just pip this out. It's not the worst. So, I mean, I wanted to trade here to prevent them from just peeling this super easily. Or if they had Axe Woman, they can do this, which is, yeah, that's the more concerning line. Was if they can get positive RNG out of this guy. But they don't high roll there either. So neither of us are hitting our confused situations, which is, that's nature for you. That is the nature of the beast of which we are playing right now. Guess that ultimately worked out in my favor because I got 2 extra points of face, and then the 2/1 confused just ended up trading. So it ended up working out. That trade ended up working out for me. So here I could jump on, but I can't jump on and survive. So that's the thing. I want to do this attack first because I know I want that attack to happen. And now this guy, I can go into here. That's what my main goal. But if it hits here, it is what it is. Okay. Now this guy I want to hit here, but if it hits here, it's not the end of the world. Oh, goes face. I mean, it's definitely not ideal. See, I wanted to play this, but they can just do this and this to get rid of it. So I'm going to do this and this. I know they can just do this and this, but then we're still left with 2 Badgers. So we actually have better board presence than if we just did this. Maybe similar board presence, but we keep this back in our back pocket. Getting more utilization out of our God Power this line. But I mean, I figure they just do this and this. It's pretty clean. Can't really think of anything else they would do. It's just really, yeah, that Badger missing really messes us up more than I thought initially, because not being able to play this kind of did mess up my turn by a significant margin. Because now what do I do? I guess I just play this and pass, but I'm not like doing that very enthusiastically either. Because they just eat, and then these Badgers are dead. In fact, I might should have attacked with them, even though unless I could have gotten them to cooperate both, like here, then it wasn't going to accomplish much. But like here is not going to accomplish much either. But maybe if he does this, we can jump on here and get some RNG moments to possibly happen. That is a possibility, but it's not particularly amazing feeling either. Yeah, that was certainly something they could do for sure. Charging orcs does not help my situation. What for kill 6? Do we go to the casino here? Let's go to the casino. That was probably the worst distribution possible. 1, 2, 2, 1. Not gonna lie. So worst case, they trade these. They actually get one chance to trade these, which is not comfortable, and they hit. Yeah, the confused RNG just didn't work our way here, and we're gonna lose this game because of that. Yeah, that key moment of that one Badger missing, and then us not being able to play our 5-3. There's living, taking the jump on there. I think that was a necessary risk. Again, we don't really have much else we can do if we don't take that shot. So, I mean, what are you going to do? They're going to get the Sanctum, and there's really nothing we can do. We just didn't draw good this game. I mean, Barricade was a terrible, terrible turn 2 when you're trying to be tempo-oriented. And it's just a situation where we fell behind, just never had a chance. No point in playing this. It gets eaten by this. This Badger effectively gets eaten by this. This trades here. This hits here. They get this. The Sanctum is a second hand for them. They're just playing this terribly, attacking with these Badgers first. Like, why go face? Why not peel here? Makes absolutely no sense. But is it going to matter? No, it's not going to matter, because nothing matters when you have everything go your way. And the thing is these Badgers even listened and went face for my opponent, which is absolutely absurd and, you know, great for them, I guess. But there's just nothing we can do here. We are just completely lost for sure. Again, they get the Vow of Champions here in just about every line. I mean, the only thing that can like really screw them up is if they just go face with everything and then don't have a play this turn. But I don't even think the Badgers would even listen to them. And this is one time when the fact that they have confused creatures could actually benefit them because they can't misplay, you know? I mean, they've played this game very poorly, and they played the last game very poorly too. And their play mistakes last game cost them, but they're just not. It's just not going to matter this game. At the end of the day, they can basically do whatever and just get away with it. I mean, we're going to play a 7-6, but they're going, at this stage of the game, they're going to have answers to this. So this eats here, this has to eat here. I don't really have options. Actually, I kind of do. Nah, I have to do this. I have to do it. Because they just killed us. It's just too easy. They probably killed us anyways. Like, they have their own goblets go. It either hits here or hits face, and either line is super effective for them. And there's just not really much we can do. Like, the only thing that like could get me getting absolutely any traction here is if they like buy this and 2 Badgers hit here, and then they end up in some weird situation where they can't get much to work. But yeah, they buy the Vow. The Vow is clearly the best card in the Sanctum. So they're going to use that to draw a card. Interesting. I'm guessing they have Reckless Flame Breather as one of the cards in their hand. I mean, I could be wrong, but I am right. Now the question is going to be put to these Badgers. Do they want to attack? Because it does potentially get me some favor if they miss. But of course, oh yeah, they're going to go ahead, confuse everything, refresh 4, and yeah, another one of these. Super annoying. Reckless Flame Breather, this gives us something to play for. So, yeah. So now we have our eyes on a comeback prize. It's very bleak. The situation is very unlikely to produce a comeback. But you never know. You fight on until the better situation where you can't mathematically prevent lethal. No more inspiring words have ever been spoken. Like, their Reckless Flame Breather could be at the bottom of their deck, and they could just low roll into like absolutely everything, and they can continue to make misplays. They've shown us the ability to make misplays, and that's what we gotta kind of bank on at this point of the game, is that they continue to kind of screw up, because this game should have been very easily won. The previous game should have been very easily won, But yet here we are in game number 3 and we're fighting. So yeah, they get rid of my guy, which is no surprise. This does give us a glimmer of hope. Like if they just go all in and then we hit them with this and then they top deck terribly. Like that's what it takes here is we need a lot to happen to win this, in fairness. And this is not what we needed. This literally might have been the worst card in our deck to draw. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of even telegraphed that we have Reckless Flame Breather here. That's what's sad. Is it doesn't even invite him to play bad. That's the sad thing. Jeez. Like we're gonna get no value out of it. I have my gut instinct is the last card in their hand is also Reckless Flame Breather. Like I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. I think that's the card that they have in their hand. I'm pretty sure. So we can kind of get away with this line here. And if we bait them into playing theirs first and we play ours second, we can steal this game potentially. Of course, then they can still play Goblet's Goat. There's still plenty of ways for them to win this game, even if my line that I just said happens. But all you can do is give your opponent the rope to hang themselves with. And that's what we're trying to do here. This minion is mildly annoying with their current board state. Like, if all 3 Badgers listen, they can trade everything to kill this, but that's probably not what they want to do. Okay, they're going to jump on to trade here. Oh, they're going to go for the RNG path. Interesting. And now these Badgers are not listening to them. So they're holding 1 card back. I mean, I just assume it's Reckless Flame Breather. I mean, I don't know what it is, but what else could it be? So I'm just going to play this just to confuse this minion. Because otherwise they just kind of farm this. Now it can go anywhere. So yeah, it was kind of like a Dense Fog type of play, but it is what it is. Not wanting to just commit that on this board. Most of their board is just Badgers. Geez, they're going all in on this minion. They attack with, yeah, they did the order wrong there. Like they've done everything so wrong that it just doesn't feel right if they win this. I have no other choice but to play the Reckless Flame Breather now. I literally can't wait any longer. I mean, my gut instinct is that they're also holding it, but I guess I just got to make them play it at this stage. Yeah, I mean, I knew they had it, but it was obvious. But what can you do? So Lambasting Wand is a card that automatically beats me, so that's why I'm buying it. I assume they're just going to go face and try to win that way. If we had this card in the Sanctum last turn, we would have definitely gone for it. I mean, they can still just rip here if they want. But what I'm thinking is they go face, and if they don't do anything super productive, we can do this and trade. I'm trying to think through potential outs here, and there's not many. Okay, there are even less now. All right,